of high school. I had a good group of friends, but at the time, my group of friends started getting pretty toxic. Everyone would just pretty much talk about each other. And then the next day when we would all see each other, it would be like nothing ever happened. There was this one guy, his name was James. He was a football player. He was pretty cute. Most girls were pretty attracted to him, but he was one of my really good friends at the time. And one of my friends in the group, let's call her Lucy, I guess she had a really, really big crush on him, but I had no idea at the time. One day at lunch, James sent me a funny meme on Snapchat, and I said, oh my gosh, you guys, look, this is so funny. And I could see like Lucy, she was so mad, I could just tell, and I was just really confused why. And basically all my friends took sign language, and I was the only one in my group that took Spanish. So Lucy started signing. She was just signing like crazy, and I can tell she was really mad. And one of the girls in the group who I was closest to, we'll call her Lily, I leaned over and I was like, Lily, like, what is she saying? Closest to, we'll call her Lily. I leaned over and I was like, Lily, like, what is she saying? Lily told me everything that she was saying, how I was trying to steal James from her and how I'm doing this on purpose, even though I had no idea at the time that Lucy did have a crush on him. And that night I was doing a Spanish presentation, so that's all I was focused on. And I get a text message from my friend. And she says, are you okay? Like, do you know what's happening? I text her back. I'm like, what's happening? And she ends up FaceTiming me about 5 minutes later. And she says, do you know, like, why am I in this chat? I was like, what chat? And she sends me a bunch of screenshots, and the chat is called We Hate Taya. And I was just speechless. And I looked through it, and she added all these random people that weren't even in our friend group. It was just a bunch of messages about me, and really, really hateful messages, and how I'm just trying to steal James, and how I'm annoying, and all this other stuff. I just feel sick to my stomach. I remember just sitting there, and I start screaming in the bathroom, and I ended up throwing up. My mom runs upstairs, and I just told her what happened. I'm crying hysterically. I was mentally just broken down. It was really bad. The next day, I felt pretty worthless, honestly. Like, I felt like I lost all my friends. Only one girl from the group stood by me. I'm a senior now, and Lucy's actually in my English class, but we're just acquaintances. I do forgive her, but I'll never forget what she did, and it'll always be there. And I'm on dance team now this year, and I have better friends now. So, lesson is, if you are in a group with friends and it's just getting really toxic, I suggest to just find better friends, because in the end, it's not worth it, because you will be dragged down with the negativity and the toxic energy that they bring.
One day, I went to my friend's birthday party. We're gonna call her Jazzy. Well, I'm at the party, and then Jazzy's dad pulls me aside, and he's like, can we talk in private? I was like, yeah, of course, because I thought it was gonna be like a gift for Jazzy. So long story short, he pulls me aside, and it gets so motherfucking weird. Like homeboy starts holding my hand, and he's like, I always thought you were one of Jazzy's most beautiful friends. Age is just a number. I don't really like my wife. And I was like, that's disgusting. So I got to the point where I got really uncomfortable. I ran away and I went to go tell Jazzy's mom what her husband was telling me. So I go tell her, right? This is the best part. So I go to tell Jazzy's mom, and she's like, thank you for telling me. I'm gonna take care of it. Here's this water, drink it. Like, you're probably so overwhelmed right now. So I remember I drank the water and I felt dizzy and tingly. Next thing I know, I'm in the hospital because Jazzy's mom put poison in my... After I told Jazzy's mom that her husband was trying to get at me, she gives me a cup of water and she's like, drink it. You're probably so stressed out. Long story short, she put poison in the water. I wake up in the hospital with my parents around me, investigators, all of that ish. They're asking me a lot of questions about Jazzy, about the party, what was going on, like, what was her dad telling you? Long story short, this whole investigation is going on Jazzy's family and their background, all of that stuff. This is the best part! So the investigators, you know, they find out that Jazzy's mom has a background on hurting and poisoning a lot of girls that her husband looks at and talks to. I don't really talk to Jazzy anymore. I don't really know what happened. All I do know is that they took Jazzy's mom to like a psych ward. One day, I told my mom that I was going to be joining a club after school. But in reality, I was gonna hang out with this guy that I liked after school. We're gonna call him Hunter. So at this time, there was a trend going around school where you yank people's hair for fun and you pull down people's shorts for fun. But long story short, I'm walking with Hunter and this group of girls walk up to me. This is the best part. Oh my god, LOL, LOL. Oh, these girls walk up to me and then they yank my shorts down. I was on my period when they decided to do this, so my whole ass pad flew out like if it was a piece of lasagna. And so then Hunter looks at the pad. He's like, why is it red? Oh, I don't know, Hunter. Maybe I'm a ketchup bottle. You should squeeze me. Now when I want to hang out or make friends and talk to people that haven't seen my whole ass pad, I go on the app Wink. We love Wink. No one has seen my pad on Wink. We love. I was in class on Zoom. I wanted to go to sleep, honestly, because like when I'm tired, I go to sleep. I end up falling asleep and then class ends and everyone starts leaving the class except me, because I was like in a whole other universe at this point. I was dreaming, I was flying. At this point, me and the teacher are alone in the call. This is the best part. Then the teacher starts talking to me and he's like, Samantha, wake up. Samantha, please. Samantha, you have another class. He woke me up, but I was half awake, so I didn't really know what was going on. So I thought it was my brother waking me up, and I straight up yelled. I was like, shut up, you fat booger. And so then I realized, oh shit, I just called my teacher a fat booger. And now he scheduled a parent conference. I'm going on Monday, so I'm really excited. I had to take a taxi by myself. We're gonna call the driver motherfucking Peppa. So whatever, the taxi picks me up, the drive is going good. Fast forward 10 minutes, Peppa's like, hey, I'm sorry, can I go pick up my friend really, really fast? I was like, yeah, it's fine, whatever, like, it's fine. So we pull up to Peppa's friend's house and this guy comes out. He gets in the car and right away, Peppa and her friend, so she calls it, start making out. The best part is coming. So then Peppa gets a call and finally Peppa and her friend stop making out. She answers the call and she's like, hey honey, I'll be home in 10 minutes. So then she hangs up the call and she looks at me and she's like, hey, please don't tell anyone that I'm cheating on my boyfriend. Like, this is just a one-time thing. I was like, I'm gonna tell someone because that's not right. So then Peppa pulls out her phone and she starts laughing. She was like, this was for my YouTube, it was a prank, don't worry. I haven't found the video yet, so.
Story time about how I had to lie about my name for a whole month just to protect myself. Stay till the end for the dangerous part. It all started in 2018 when I wanted to go to camp with my best friends. It was summer and they all agreed to go, so I wanted to join them. After a lot of convincing, my parents finally let me go. I wish they did not. The first day of camp, I was expecting my friends to be there. A few hours later, my friends never showed up and I came to the conclusion that I was gonna be stuck here on my own. At that moment, I was legit about to cry. I tried to brush it off. At the camp, everyone had to be partnered up with 2 people. I was partnered up with 2 twin sisters. I didn't think much of it until we reached the tent. I remember the 2 girls being pretty intimidating and tall. The tent was silent, no one was talking until I heard the girls talk. The 2 girls were in the corner just talking about my name, and even though I never told them who I was, they were like, I'm gonna beat her up if I see her. Like and share for part 2. This is part 2 of the story time. If you did not check out part 1 yet, go check it out. It's on my account. I basically heard the 2 twin sisters talking about me, bringing up my name, and I was actually scared for my life. The 2 girls were just talking about me and bringing up disturbing things, and I've never even talked to them, so I was really confused. In my head, I was like, oh my god, any second now they're gonna come and confront me. Any second now they're gonna talk to me. But the thing is, I never told them my name, so they didn't actually know who I was. The whole camp, I was actually so scared, and I pretended it'd be someone else. I came up with some weird ass name and I was like, yeah, that's my name, like, you know, whatever. Until the camp ended and I was so relieved. That was when they popped the balloon and they were like, yeah, this was a prank. Long story short, one of the best friends that were supposed to be there that ended up not showing up knew I was partnered up with these 2 twins. They were friends. And they basically organized this whole thing to make it look like they were having beef with me or upset with me, just to like, it was like a joke or something. Not a funny one, but if you're seeing this, you know who you are.
I need to process this. So I was in the grocery store, minding my own business, as one should, and I kept getting stares, which I understand why, because look at all this. No, I'm kidding. It's apparently because my jean shorts are too short. It made me uncomfortable. But alas, I'm a strong gal, I just keep a-strolling. And I noticed that there's this older man who keeps a-walking behind me. And I'm thinking, what's good, Bubba? Well, he approaches me and he says this. Yes, this is true, buckle up. Ma'am, You're not wearing a whole lot of clothing. You're gonna make men stumble. And I said, sir, are you saying you're falling head over heels in love with me? He didn't think that was funny. He said, when girls like you wear clothing like that, it's very difficult for boys and men like me to control my thoughts and actions. I said, sir, if you and others can't control your thoughts and actions, you shouldn't be leaving the house because you're a predator.
I was 11 years old when my mom kicked me out of the house for the first time. It was a school day! The sun wasn't even out! So you know what I did? I took a shit in the front yard. And I smeared it on her house with a leaf! Fuck! And then I took my happy ass on a school bus with a fucking trash bag of my belongings and went to school. And I told all of my friends, naturally. I thought this was the best revenge. I thought this was a normal thing that happened between daughters and mothers. I got sent to the guidance counselor. And then a few years later, I found out that my stepdad had to power wash my feces.